Thank you so much for joining me on 10 Topics Live with Joey G. This week it's an Ask Me Anything. I thought, you know what, I'll open it up and I'll see what people want to know about me. Not that there's much left to know. I think you guys know pretty much everything, but we'll see. Maybe we'll get surprised. I don't know. We'll see how it pans out. So I asked you to post on my Twitter and post on my Instagram on the posts. So I have some questions there. You could follow me on Twitter and Instagram, both with @Joe_Gatto. I've got some great stuff up there, guys. Killer content from a guy in a vest who's invested in your future. All right, let's jump into it. So on Twitter, @CarrieCortez16 says, what if, for 24 hours, you could turn into your favorite fictional character from movie, TV show, cartoon, book, whatever, and live their life story or plot? Who would you choose and why? Wow, Carrie, you're coming in hot with a thinker right up top. Jeez. I would love to go like on adventures and probably be like Indiana Jones. I think that would be kind of fun. That, and he's also a professor, so he's a smart guy. Then again, like Marty McFly, like that was a pretty fun thing to be able to travel through time and stuff or whatever. I think that'd be kind of fun. If I had to go from books, I don't really read, so I'd be me from The Dogfather. I think that's a great character to be. Available now on Amazon. Plug ski. What else I got? Go to gattopups.com and buy yourself a copy. International shipping now available for our friends overseas. That's right, or in Canada. Proceeds go to help animals. If you don't want them to die, go get it. So who else we got? I'd be Spider-Man. Shoot webs flying around. I think Spider-Man would be awesome. Being Peter Parker. You know, maybe I'd actually be Iron Man just because of the cool tech, and I like technology. But yeah, that's a really great question. Thank you so much. Cherish_XOXO on Twitter ask, what was the best day of your life? Well, I am fortunate enough that I've had a very good life and have a lot of best days. Some days that pop out, of course, are the first day Milana said Dada. It was New Year's Eve in 2017 going into 18. And she said Dada when I was holding her. It was New Year's Eve. That was a really, really cool day. The day we got to take home Remo from the hospital was a great day. That was fun. The second day I had Biscotti, the first day we rescued Biscotti and she fell asleep on my lap, and it hit me on an emotional level about how to change the life of a rescue dog and that she was at peace and at home. It was like a totally different dog from the shelter. That was really cool and eye-opening. The Joker's movie premiere was a pretty amazing day in my life. To have my own movie premiere instead of going as a guest and having my loved ones there and whatnot was great. I would say, I don't say my wedding day, and here's why. It's not because I don't think that was an amazing day, but everything since then has been even more amazing, and I don't attribute it just to that day. That wedding day was kind of stressful, actually. There's a lot going on. I missed my parents. It was pretty emotional. It was a great day, don't get me wrong, but since then I've had so many great days with my family and with Bessie. So one of my best days with Bessie probably had to be the first time we took Milana. It was our first family vacation with the baby. We went to the Caribbean, and we took Milana, and she walked on grass for the first time and flipped out that her feet felt grass. And me and Bessie experienced that together as a parent, which was really, really fun. I guess those are a lot of best days. I can't single it down to one. There's a lot of good days, and more to come, I hope. So, what would you name your boat if you had one? Okay, so that's a pretty good question, asked by @LindsayK2 on Twitter. Let's see, what would I name my boat? Well, I wouldn't go the desserts option because that's what I do with my dogs. The Dogfather, now available for purchase internationally. Go to gattopups.com. Or on Amazon here, or just go to gattopups.com and get it wherever you want. I'm the Dogfather. That's what it's about. Let's see. I would probably name my boat Titanic the sequel. or oh no, you know what would be fun? Like it'd be fun to have like a boat pun, right? So like if I had a sailboat, I would like name it Sailboat, which is like SALE, like sailboat. I think that'd be fun. Or Frank Tomanesco Jr. That's probably what I would name it. I would name my boat Frank Tomanesco Jr. I don't know who Frank Tomanesco is. It's a name that came up. Junior's always a great thing to put on top of it. True story. I wanted to name my son Dr. Danger Von Gatto. I wanted his first name to be Doctor, so he'd automatically be a doctor. I wanted his middle name to be Danger, so when he met a nice lady in the bar, and she'd be like, "Ooh, you're so mysterious." He'd be like, "My middle name is Danger." And I wanted Von Gatto because I wanted him to sound like a little bit of like maybe a Transylvania royalty. It's got everything mixed in together. Me and I was very close. Bessie was going to let me name Remo's middle name Mystery, so you could say my middle name is Mystery, and I thought it'd be awesome. But then when we decided on Remington, I wanted to have part of my name, so we went with Joseph. In hindsight, Mystery is probably a better name. Okay, so that's your question. At J Teffertiller asks, which one of you guys could take on the other three Jokers in a fight? Who is the toughest Joker? We don't fight. We don't fight. We don't think like that. Also, at this point, we're all old as shit. We're 44, 45 years old now. Nobody likes to see old guys fighting that are out of shape. It's not even like we're buff, like, kind of guys. Like Conrad Birdie. Not Conrad Birdie. Who's the the boxer? Conor McGregor. Like, it's not even like that. We're just, like, old, like, guys that aren't in good shape. Who wants to see me? You don't want to see me fight. How sad would that be? I was in one fight in my life and I lost when I was 16. When I was 14, probably my peak performance, my peak physical performance. I'm not gonna win that. Get out of here. Although I would probably say that Sal versus Q would probably be the best matchup. Let's see what else. Have you ever received a punishment that you secretly enjoyed? I enjoy all my punishments because they're all an opportunity for me to make my friends laugh. This comes in from @playingwithij playing with you. That's on IJ. Playing with you, just the letter U on Twitter. I like being able to make my friends laugh. I mean, I really had a lot of fun when I know they just watched me to laugh. So like when I was collecting the eggs and I had to eat the hard-boiled eggs in the meeting, it was just such a stupid idea, and I knew how hard they were laughing at me. So that was kind of interesting. Being Captain Fatbelly was actually, in hindsight, it was really scary during the time, but so much fun. Like, to be able to have that experience, to ride on top of the road. Who could say they did that? Like, that was a really, really cool experience. That was probably my favorite thing that I got to do. Okay, at Giant Bowser 2003 asks, what is your dream retirement situation? You shuffleboarding, raising a farm full of dogs? Both. A healthy mix of both. It's a 200-acre farm filled with rescue animals, not just dogs. Some sort of sanctuary, and also to still be in the entertainment world to bring joy to people. So maybe, I don't know what it is. It's something along those lines. If I can make those two happen together, it'd be something. Maybe I just film all the dogs playing and I have a YouTube channel. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But that'd be something for me. Definitely a big piece of property that I could have a lot of stuff for my kids to do and play on, and also a lot of room for a lot of animals. I think that's probably what it'll be. Asked me that question 10 years ago, it's completely different. It's living in Henderson, Nevada, which is 10 miles out of Las Vegas, in a nice big house, and being able to go gamble all the time. At Blamed Fart on Dog asks, that's a great handle. When you die, there is a book with random stats of everything you did in your life. How many times you sneezed, times you almost died, swallow bugs, farted in church. What are some of the stats you look up? Oh, wow. Okay, that's a great hypothetical. I would definitely see how many times I said I love you. I would love to see that stat, how many times I told people I love them. I would also love to see how many times I heard somebody that I love tell me they love me. I'd love to see how many times... This is kind of deep, but I get this a lot. And I would like to see how many times I stop somebody from making a bad decision. Everything from just the influence of, like, my kids, but also someone stopped from making a bad decision and ending themselves, or being mean instead of kind and stuff like that. I think that'd be a really cool stat to see my influence on people with these platforms. I think that'd be a really cool stat. I would never be able to get. This is like a fictitious thing, right? So I could never be able to get that. That would be a really cool stat to go. Also, how many times I dropped a $10 bill, or lost money, because like you never really realize how much money. Like if I had like an extra $10 bill in my pocket and I dropped it by accident, I wouldn't necessarily notice that. So I need to know what those small amounts were, those fives or tens when I dropped that. Like if you lose, like you dropped a couple $100 out of your pocket, you're like, oh shit, where'd that money go that I had? But if I had dropped like a fiver, I might just think I tipped somebody at a barista. I don't know. Total gratuities is a nice thing. How much money did I end up giving away in my life to charity and or people who made me meals and coffees? That'd be a fun stat. Also, just because you can look it up, how many times you farted, right? You got to know that number. That's like a must. That's like, I want to know that now. Can I call somebody on that? Can I have, who's got the number to this guy? I want to call this guy and see. And then also, I would love to know ultimately what my win-loss percentage was with all the gambling I've done in my life. Did I come out on top or on the bottom? L Shadow 200. Do you have any experience with lucid dreaming? I don't know what the that means, lucid dreaming. What's lucid dreaming? What is it? When you know you're dreaming? While you're dreaming. Oh, so when you're you're dreaming while you're dreaming. No. I don't have any experience with that. At Lovely Ebony Diva asks, oh, Lovely Ebony Diva, what made you become an anti-bully advocate? I had gotten bullied growing up, didn't like it, got powered enough to try to change some people's minds on it, went forward with that. That's basically how it happened. I don't like it, and I think sometimes people just need to hear that it's not right, and they can make their own decisions, because people innately, I like to think they're good. At Den Basket asks, is sauce and cheese pizza toppings or just part of the pizza? Dan, you're getting me deep here. I'll tell you a couple things I know about pizza. I know that anything, that's like saying, here's like saying if you don't cut the hole out of a donut, is it a donut? Okay? It's part of the integral. It's part of it. Cheese, sauce, dough. That's what makes a pizza. Okay? Everything else is toppings. Extra cheese, that's a topping. Extra sauce, that's a topping. Take off the sauce, you just got cheese bread. Take off the cheese and sauce, you have a slice of bread. Just sauce, you just got a mess. So I don't know what to tell you, but if you're not coming at me with sauce, cheese, and bread, I don't even want to know about it. Okay? And don't you dare put pineapple on your pizza, you Hawaiian. Let's move over to Instagram. At Lisa.Massey.58 asks, what would be your dream movie to direct? One that I have a couple stories that I've written that I would love to direct. I think my favorite would be some sort of along the adventure lines, kind of like a, Lord of the Rings type, where there's like magic and elves and things like that. Those are the kind of stories that always inspired me. Always loved them. Great question, Lisa Massey. Or maybe Lisa Massey's life story. There's so much to you, Lisa. There's so many questions we all have. Like, how many times did you fart in your life? You don't know that stat. I would love to know that. I would love to tell the Lisa Massey story. Lisa, this, honestly, it's a topic of conversation among us. How do you do what you do? How do you just do it all? We should talk offline. Follow up with me. At Casey_Bonham asks, what's your favorite sandwich? My favorite sandwich of all time is a fried eggplant with melted provolone, broccoli rabe, and a balsamic reduction on a toasted hero bread. That's my number one. If I'm going to go back in the day, when I was doing the meats, it was a prosciutto mozzarella with roasted red peppers, balsamic glaze, toasted bread. If I'm going to go classic, PB&J. Can't mess with a PB&J, a classic PB&J. I'll throw them down all the time. One for you, one for me when it comes to my house with the kids. Two for you, two for me. That's the way it goes. Other sandwiches of note that I'll say that I enjoy. I love a good grilled cheese. Artisanal if you're making it. I like you make sure you butter the bread. Throw different types of cheeses in there. I don't want just standard like a Kraft slice. Hit the road. What other sandwiches do I like? You know what? Here's a sandwich I had one time. It was a dessert sandwich, and I thought it was fantastic. It was in a pizza place, and they did like the Nutella. You know the Nutella pizzas? Now that we're talking, right? Pizzas. Nutella, those coal-fired places that make your own pizzas, and they're like, those nice little brick oven places. They'll make a dessert sometimes, which is just bread with Nutella and salt on it, and sometimes they're great. I got a Nutella sandwich one time as a dessert, and it was deep fried. So put that in your pocket and throw it in your arteries and cut a couple of years off your life. All right. Those are my favorite sandwiches. At Tonka Jahari _ At Tonka underscore Jahari underscore. I love that is your name, and that's a direct pull from the show. What advice would you give your 13-year-old self? I would say to myself, who is probably sitting alone in his room crying with no friends, hang on 1 year. You're about to make the best friends of your life. That's probably what I would say. At Lives Wong says, what song would you choose at karaoke night? Y'all know me. I am not the man with the microphone. I am the man behind the person with the microphone. I'm the straight up best hype man you've ever seen on a karaoke stage. If you've been on the Impractical Joker's Cruises, you could test to this. I am known for my hype skills and be able to yell whatever the hell I want to keep the crowd going. So, that being said, some of my favorite songs to hype to are anything for... I love Fat Man Scoop, Brooklyn Clan. He's probably the best hype man of all time. So, I love that. But, any good, I love counting down 5, 6, 7, 8 to Sweet Caroline. And I love doing a good air hump to that part. So I would say that's probably up there for me. But probably Mac the Knife. Google it. You don't know the song. You're all too young. You don't know that shit. But Mac the Knife, Bobby Darin, that's for sure one of my favorite karaoke songs. So there's me in karaoke. And you got to see me in a karaoke in my environment. Have you not seen me in a karaoke environment? I got to get that in front of you guys. If you haven't been on a cruise, you haven't seen it. I got to think how to put it in like the dinner party or something. At Lives Wong again. Follow-up question. We got a double up from Lives Wong. Because the first one was so good. What was your favorite place you've ever traveled to? And where would you like to go next? I got to get to Australia. I've always wanted to go. So, I got to get there. It's hard to think about traveling now, but I got to get to Australia. Favorite place I ever traveled to? I will say that Turks and Caicos has blown my balls off on many occasions. Right off. I always enjoyed it there. I love Aruba too. The Caribbean is probably one of my favorite places to travel. I will say I did go to Brazil for Carnaval. Yes, they speak Portuguese. I did that, and that was pretty fun and adventurous and exciting. I went with my friend Joe Fish. That was a good time. I saw that part of the world, which I had never been to. It's the only time I've been to South America. Take that all away. Sorry. Monte Carlo, the French Riviera, fantastic. Was one of my most... It was an unbelievable time. Loved it. It was great. I will go back there. I have to go back there. Okay. At Jaden.Mong asks, if you had to go in the witness protection program, what would you change your name to? So many great choices. Probably Dr. Danger Von Gatto. I probably had to take the Gatto out, though. Maybe Dr. Danger Von Helsing. That'd be great. That'd be great. Nobody would... but people would want to look that guy up. I probably would go with, Frank Gerber. What's the Frank Gerber? That's the most boring name. Oh, I'm so sorry if there's a Frank Gerber listening. Frank Gerber is probably the most boring name ever. I hope your middle name is like Lightning. Frank Lightning Gerber. Oh, my God. I want to know that guy. That's what I would name my next kid if I had one. Frank Gerber Lightning. Frank, I put it backwards. That's even more fun. And the middle name's Gerber because it comes out of nowhere. What's your name? Frank Lightning. What's your middle name? Gerber. I'd do Frank Lightning Gerber. At Josh X asks, what's a special childhood memory? Timely question because 2 nights ago I got to relive the memory with my daughter. So here's what happened. My dad, I got a Nintendo and we couldn't put it down on the downstairs TV because I would always play video games and my sisters would want to watch TV. We only had one TV. My dad got an old TV from a guy, and it ended up in my bedroom, so we put the Nintendo in my bedroom. The thing is, my dad was a gamer and he loved to play the game Star Force on Nintendo. So I would be asleep and wake up to the dad on my edge of my bed playing video games, and I would stay up and watch him. My mom walked by, I'd pretend to sleep, and it was our little secret. 2 nights ago, Milana couldn't sleep. I was playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Love it. Pick it up if you haven't played it. Shout out to Ubisoft. I was playing it, and I was in the middle of it, and Milana came and laid on the couch that I have in my office, covered up with a blanket, and sat there and watched me play. And my heart almost exploded. It was so cool. And then I told her about my dad, that I used to do it, and now it's kind of like her thing. She wants to try to do it. She's still a little too young to do it all the time, but maybe on little special occasions on weekends, I'll play a little bit and let her watch. Also, good parenting tip, I wasn't like slicing off and assassinating people. I was like riding the horse, and like I may I may have accidentally hunted a deer while she was there because my instincts kicked in, and whenever you see a deer, you gotta collect leather to make your goods better. I may have killed a deer, a fictitious deer, in front of my 5-year-old daughter, and we had to have a little bit of talk about it. Why, Daddy? Why'd you kill the deer? I needed the leather. That may have happened, but I didn't. I promise I did not cut anyone's head off or anything. She did yell, "Get him, Daddy!" when she saw me fighting once, but I made sure just to maim the guy because I'm a good father. All right, and at Helena Goes Stupid with O's on Instagram. If you were a slice of cheese, what type of cheese would you be? Munster. Munster's the best cheese. It's a mixture. It's a fun cheese. It's fun to say. You got a UE in there. Most people don't even know that. That's how you spell it. So I'd be a Munster. What are you going to be, Swiss? Have some holes in you? I'm a solid piece of Munster. I'm a chunk of Munster. And that's the truth. And if you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I'm just shooting you straight here. You say, ask Joe anything, boom. Here we go. So that's all the time I have. Thank you so much to all my fans out here. I love you guys.